Hello everyone, MamaaaPerdue here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So excuse my messy desk. I don't know if you could actually see it on the screen, but I have a whole lot of mess here. And I'm trying to clean it, and I realize I have a whole lot of scrap, and what I've been doing is I'm just putting them in a manila folder. And let me show you guys. I have bits and pieces of everything. Like this one is from a bag, and they're just kind of piling up, some stickers and such. So they're just really piling up, and this little file folder is getting really nice and thick, and it's really hard to kind of see what's in there. So I've taken out some of it, and what I decided I think it was my last video, I can't remember now, I had shared a little mini tear pad. Where is it? This guy right here. And I had sewn it to tear it, so it's easier to tear it if you ever have to, pass a note or whatnot. So, and then it just dawned on me that I could do the same thing with my scrap. So here's what I was able to come up with, and I'm gonna call it my traveling scrap supply, scrap paper. So what I did is I piled up all my scrap, all in pieces, all in size and everything, different size and so forth. Everything I could file up here, and I created a book. It probably have about 1/8 of an inch in thickness there, and then I just bind it with seam binding and decorated it a little bit with the same scrap that's inside the little file booklet here. And then I did the same thing. I ran it into my sewing machine, so this now becomes your little travel scrap supply. So if you ever need a piece of scrap, you want to make a banner or whatnot, all you got to do is tear it, and then now you have a book. So you got everything in there, all the little bit of scrap that you have, copy dyed paper, some tea dyed, some ledger paper, whatever, everything you have. And then on the back I created a little pocket and some blank tags, so if you ever want to use a tag or whatnot. And then in this little glassine bag I have just a little bit of ephemera, just some stamp, little circles here, and a mini tag, and some bunch die cut little mini flowers. So that just gets stuck in there, and this becomes your travel buddy. Let's go and make this guy. Really easy. I have this paper here because the light up above is really bad with the glare. So let's do this. I pulled these cards out, and let's work with them. Where is my scissors? There it is. I have like a bunch of mess, you guys, a bunch of mess. So let's go around like so. We could probably, I don't want to lose any of that good stuff there. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go like this, and this guy's gonna, I'm just trimming as much as I can. So now our binder is gonna be, that's not gonna work, it's gonna cut up. But since that's clear there, that's gonna be good enough to use, let's move this guy over here, and let's take some of these too. Okay, that should be good enough. That should be good enough. Let's move you over here because I don't want you, actually, if I take this guy and I move you just a little bit more right there. Okay, now I'm gonna move this guy just a little bit more. I'm gonna move it right there, and this becomes the top. Okay, so what we do is we're just gonna take all our little stash and just start filing them. Doesn't matter what size. We're gonna decide later what size. We can go ahead and tear that up. We won't need that for sure, right? So we're just gonna line this up. So you can stack them on top of each other. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna go up this way on this. Any size. Any size. Let's do it this way. Just making sure that the top there, everything is lined up there on the top. That's all we want to do. Okay. This is really pretty. I don't want to cut the birds. So let's go this way, because we could use the birds to add as an ephemera, right? Ephemera. Okay, like that. See, I'm making sure I'm not cutting anything because that's where we're gonna seal this guy. So basically, you're just gonna stack them like so. Okay? Now, I don't recommend you stacking this as much as I did here, okay? Because the reason for that is we're gonna take this to the sewing machine. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. Except, if you remember, on the back of it, I have a pretty solid piece. Okay, you want to make sure you got a nice solid piece on top to here. Okay, this way we're gonna take everything and tap it, make sure everything is all aligned there on the top. Okay, and then what I do is I'm gonna take my Fabrifix and I'm just gonna run a little bit of glue across the top. Okay, this is just temporary, just so my pieces are gonna stay in place. So we're just gonna squeeze. Okay, and then we're gonna take this to the sewing machine. It's up to you how much you want to sew, but I'm gonna go about 1/2 inch. Okay, 1/2 inch. I'm gonna stitch right there and I'll be right back. Okay, so if you see, I've stitched it now, and that's what it looks like on the back. Okay, now we're gonna take the same file folder that we were using to begin with, and we're gonna use that as cover. So now we're gonna need to trim this just so it's nice and pretty to fit our folder. I don't cut straight, so bear with me here. Okay, like so. And then you already have that folder, depending on how thick you want, you know, on your file folder. I don't know if you can see, so you can just take one or you can take two. This doesn't matter how thick you want. It depends on how thick you want your little book there. But my book is not as thick right now, so I'm just gonna leave it like that, and I'm gonna put my little scrap in there. Okay, now we want to cut that too and trim it. I'm going really fast. I'm just giving you guys the basic on how I did it. So, and you're gonna when you do this, obviously you want to do it as neat as you can. So now we're gonna trim that so we have a book. Okay, so now you got all this in there. I'm just gonna again run a line of glue up on the very tip of my binder and then the top, just so it'll hold our scrap in place right now. Okay, so that's what it looks like. You can be done here if you want. So now you have your book. You know, it's still wet, but and it fits exactly where that stitches that we did with this folding crease that the manila folder have. So now you have that. And what I did is I went and took my crocodile. Where's my, I need my ruler. I need to find my center. Oh, I took that piece of paper, so you guys are probably seeing the glare. I'm really sorry. So I just want to center my paper here, my ruler here, and I'm gonna put 3 marks, and this is where I'm gonna punch the holes. Okay, and then I take it to my crocodile. Sorry, my head's, oh, I don't want to do it on my glass there. I want to do it fast for you guys because it's really, it doesn't really take that much to, okay, so there, you can do that, and you can use whatever you want to use. I use seam binding. You can use ribbon if you like. I have a needle here somewhere earlier. There it is. I have a mess, you guys, so sorry. Start from the front, bring it back all the way across, and then back. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure that your ribbon is laying nice and flat, because, you know, that's just me. I'm just so I went across and then I bring it back to the center, just like binding a book. And so you want to have a ribbon on both sides, and then you just tie it. Now you put a charm here if you like. You put a little dangle on it if you like. It's totally up to you. So there, now you have your little traveling scrapbook. So if you ever need one, all you got to do is just go in there. You can tear up a piece or tear up the whole thing. It's up to you. And you can put a pocket like I did with the other one. Really quick and easy, simple project. And I just kind of layered it with the same scrap that I have. You can put a label in there. You can put scrap paper if you want. And I just put favorites. And then, yeah, so easy, so simple. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial if you guys have any question, feel free to you know, just put them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. But it's really simple. I'm trying to think if I left anything. I don't think I did. I mean, like I said, I don't recommend you sewing this thickness in your sewing machine, just because I have an industrial sewing machine, so it will sew a good thickness, but with your regular household sewing machine, I don't recommend it. It's gonna break. So I have maybe about a dozen piece of paper here that, you know, that I stitches, so probably that's the most you probably want to run in through your machine. Perhaps that's maybe even more, but just stack them up, do them in batches, like 6 pages at a time or whatnot, and just use the glue to then attach them all at the same time. And then also with the punch holes, so I would recommend that you do it, you know, in small batch, just because, you know, not a lot of people have the crocodile, you know, so, and you might just have a little little handheld punch, so it will be quite difficult to do this thickness in that. So just do it in batches, and just make sure your measurement are aligned, so when you bind them together like this, you know, they're all lined up together. So that's it, guys. Really simple. I hope you give it a try. It's a great way to put your scrap together, so, you know, they don't just sit all over your desk, and you can just file them, and you can grab one at a time and empty them. And the nice thing is you can reuse the binder over and over again to fill it. So anyways, yeah, I hope you guys like this tutorial. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be chatting again with you really soon. Bye.